I request Ms. Lakshmi Shenoy to take over.
Good afternoon, everyone. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. We have one such eminent dignitary with us today. It is an honor to introduce you, sir, CA K Raghu, sir. Sir was the president of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India in the year 1415. He was also a member of various international forums like Technical Advisor for the Board of IFAC, New York, Technical Advisor on the Board of SAFA, Mentor at New York Chapter of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and has held several such prominent positions. At the national level, Sir was the member of High-Level Steering Committee for Implementation of XBRL-based data, member of MCA 21 Stakeholder Committee constituted by Ministry of Corporate Affairs for ensuring continuous improvement in service delivery under MCA 21, member of Government Accounting Standard Advisory Board for the Union and State constituted by C and AG, and also the chairman of Committee for Review of Education and Training and ICAI. Let's welcome CA Raghu, sir, with a big round of applause. I request you to take over the session, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon, friends.
Good afternoon, sir.
Distinguished members of the profession here, CA Shravan, the chairman of the Bangalore branch, Mr. Shivram Bhatt, the vice chairman, Mr. Ravindra Kore, the secretary, Mr. Bojaraj Shetty, the treasurer, and of course, your chairman, T. Srinivas. For all the good work, I think we should give them a big round of applause. Friends, Bangalore branch of the Southern India Regional Council are one of the most active and vibrant regions in the country. And let me tell you, I've traveled across the country, and I can confidently say that the facilities for the students that is being provided by the branch is excellent. And the kind of support, the kind of activities that the branch is conducting, I think all of them are putting a lot of efforts. My compliments to each one of them. I would also recognize the presence of Mr. Babu K. Tevar, Regional Council member, who is present here, and other distinguished faculty members. Friends, maybe the next 35-40 minutes, I've been given to talk to you about what is the future of the profession. Madhukar this morning, our Central Council member, talked about how you could pass the CA examination. And as the president of the institute in the year 2014-15, I had an opportunity to spearhead the new curriculum. I had the opportunity of meeting a lot of students across the country. And let me tell you, friends, each one of you present in this hall could confidently and successfully pass the Chartered Accountancy examination. It is just a matter of time. And I would like to compliment you for having taken the right decision. Because as you know, the CA profession is one of the most popular professions today. And whenever we talk about the Chartered Accountancy course, when you say that you're doing the Chartered Accountancy course, I'm sure people around you respect you for having chosen one of the most popular professions. As I said, society looks upon you with great respect. The moment you're a Chartered Accountant, everyone around you respects you, they value your words. And I think we are all proud to be Chartered Accountants. I think all my friends sitting here in the front row would agree with me. I qualified in the year 1990 as a Chartered Accountant. Even to this day, whenever I meet someone, when I happen to meet them, they say, Mr. Raghu, it's nice to meet you. A great career opportunities, plenty of opportunities for you, whether in industry, whether in practice. And the way the profession is being looked upon by the industry, it's fabulous. Even if you go around the world, Indian Chartered Accountants are in great demand. What is very important for you to understand is that when we qualified as Chartered Accountants, we had no opportunity to work abroad. But today, once you qualify as a Chartered Accountant, you can decide to get into a job either in Australia or in America or the Gulf region, and today we find a whole lot of chartered accountants working in the Gulf region. Pay packages extremely good. Companies like ITC pay 1.2 lakhs per month, something like 15 to 16 lakhs per annum. And we find that the pay packages are constantly increasing. And if you're looking at an attractive career in the industry, and considering the fact you're in Bangalore, which is the most happening city, the startup capital of the country, you have a whole lot of multinational companies, you have a whole lot of startups who are looking at young, bright chartered accountants. So pay packages are very, very attractive. A very secure profession. Irrespective of what would happen, let us say you're a stockbroker, if the stock markets are doing well, yes, you do well. The stock markets are not doing well, you don't do well. Very similar to that, you find that there are many professions which are very secure, and our profession is secure. Irrespective of what is happening, your profession, you as a professional have a very secured life. The demand for chartered accountants is increasing by the day. Today we have more than 260,000 chartered accountants, and it is felt that the number of chartered accountants in the country are highly inadequate, and it is absolutely essential for us to understand that a country like India, which is growing fast, requires more and more chartered accountants. So what I mean to say is that all of you sitting here in this hall have made the right choice, and once you qualify as chartered accountants, I think the future is exciting for all of you. Friends, today, as I said, we find that chartered accountants occupy the top positions in various sectors of the economy, whether it's new generation, whether it's traditional. You find that you have chartered accountants in almost all sectors: banking, retail, infrastructure, telecom. Traditional sectors like manufacturing, you have a whole lot of CAs working, and the demand for CAs, as I have given in this chart, is increasing. But only one thing is the number of chartered accountants to the total population of a country. If you look at USA, the 21 chartered accountants, and for a sample size of about 6,64,332 CPAs, population of 323 million, 21 CAs per 10,000 population. In India, it is just 2 chartered accountants per 10,000 population. This is a snapshot of what is happening in India. I would not like to talk about what is happening in India. Each one of you are aware the kind of challenges what we are going through, the kind of changes what we have all seen in the last few years. And I can only say that irrespective of whoever is heading the government, I think the country is doing well. Country has the great potential to become one of the most popular destinations in the country. Having said this, I think GST has transformed the way indirect taxes are collected in this country. When we were doing CA, we had to study a whole lot of legislations. We had VAT, we had to study octroi, excise, customs, but now we have GST. And all of you have seen how this regime has ushered in greater transparency, greater ease, and each and every student present here, I'm sure, is involved in the GST, offering services to your clients. This is one good thing that the government has done. Demonetization of currency has been another big thing that has happened. You can debate demonetization was the right thing to happen, it was not the right thing to happen, but the fact is that demonetization has impacted many sectors of the economy. And of course, we find that the country is slowly moving to a scenario where we are adopting ourselves to the global accounting standards. Today, more than 140 countries have adopted to IFRS, and we are not behind. All our Indian accounting standards are aligned with the global accounting standards. We call it as Ind AS, which is now part of the new CA curriculum. We also have standards in audit. Friends, you need to understand when you conduct an audit for an organization, whether it's a statutory audit, whether it's an internal audit, you need to follow the standards in auditing. I know it's not very difficult for you to go through each and every standards in auditing, but it is absolutely essential for you to understand that standards in auditing is very important. And the kind of investments that is coming into our country from various parts of the world, I can only say the economy would continue to grow, and each one of us, being a part of this great economy, have a very important role to play. Having talked about the startups, Startups require chartered accountants. They require a chartered accountant to help them prepare the business plan. They require a chartered accountant to speak to the investors. And today, chartered accountants are playing a very big role in trying to help the startups. And in a city like Bangalore, you ask any practicing CA, they'll have about 10 to 20 startups wherein they are providing end-to-end services, right from incorporating a company, maintaining the books of accounts, and trying to provide the whole spectrum of services so that they're able to conduct their business effectively. Friends, I have been asked to motivate. One of the topic that was given to me is that how exactly each one of you present in this hall should get motivated to pass this chartered accountancy course. It's a very tough course, not very easy. And if you take it lightly, I don't think you can pass this examination. So you need to have some qualities that are built into you right from today, right from the time you join the CA course to become successful as a student, to become successful as a CA professional. So what is very important is that you need to set your goals. It's absolutely essential, even though goal setting is there in your GMCS, everyone talks about goal setting, but what is very important is that you need to decide whether you want to complete the course in 3 years, whether you want to complete the course in 4 years, whether you want to take, let me take it casually and maybe even take 10 years, because the pass percentage, what you have seen in the CA examinations, yes, sometimes, you might take even 5 years to pass the examination. But if you have a single-minded devotion that, yes, I will complete this chartered accountancy examination in 3 years, it is possible for you to complete the course in 3 years. Friends, when I qualified in the year 1990, I cleared my intermediate in the first attempt and the final in the first attempt, and I was able to complete my CA in 2 years, 9 months. I had to wait for 3 months to get my certificate of membership. So what is very important is that when I joined the course, I set a goal for myself. I said, I have to work hard, I have to work passionately, and try to see I become a chartered accountant in 3 years. So each one of you sitting in this hall should decide today whether you want to complete this course in 3 years or not, or 3.5 years. If you decide that yes, you will complete it, let me assure you friends, each one of you can successfully complete this course. Because what is very important, friends, when you go to a city like Bombay, you will be shocked to know most of the students pursue their BCom examinations. They have to commute for 2 hours in the local trains, commute for 2 hours, getting back home. And when I spoke to some of the students in Bombay, the life for them is very tough compared to the life for the students here in Bangalore. And if you set your goals, I think it is possible for you to pass the CA examination. I think all of you are aware of the girl from Mumbai who got the first rank in CA final. And she had a desire to take up this course and complete this course in record time, and she got the first rank. I think she was the daughter of an auto rickshaw driver. All of you are aware of that. We have many such examples: son of a carpenter, son of a tailor, daughter of a maid, who have passed the chartered accountancy examination successfully. So what is very important, friends, is that you decide, yes, let me complete this course in 3 years, and then get started with your studies. Important thing for you to keep in mind is that you need to be positive in life. You're pursuing your articleship training, you're a part of the audit team, you're being asked to take up a particular audit assignment, you find that it is very tough, you find it is challenging, you're not ready to go for an outside audit because you have tuitions here. My only request to you is that be positive in life. Don't look at everything negatively. You have been deputed to go for a stock audit and you say, no, I would not like to go for a stock audit. It is situated outside the city. Sometimes you are asked to do some assignment which is not very interesting. So absolutely essential for you to be positive. Sometimes, you might be given tasks that are not interesting to you as article students. Friends, let me tell you, articleship training for 3 years is very important. Not only you will apply your knowledge in the day-to-day working in your office, you will learn a lot of things: how to handle clients, how to interact with clients, how to send emails, the way in which you need to coordinate with your team members. You build a lot of skills like interpersonal skills, team building skills, leadership skills, developing your knowledge curve. So articleship training is very important. And when some task is given to you in your office, my request to each one of you is that you should take it positively, try to say yes rather than saying no, and see that how you're able to take up the task positively. So that's very important, that you need to take things as it comes, and that will help you to be successful in life. Number 3, be good to others. Many a times we have, sir, my senior is not teaching me. We come across in our offices. I've been in practice for 27 years. I've trained more than 300 article students. They come and tell me, sir, I am going for audit, but I find that my senior is not teaching me. I find that my senior is not trying to handhold me. I think one fundamental thing you need to keep in mind, friends, is that try to be good to others. When I say good to others, try to be helpful to others. If you have a junior coming with you in the audit team, try if you can try to train him. If he's not having the knowledge of, let us say, how to work on a SAP environment, you need to teach him. You need to support him and see how best he's comfortable. Because sometimes, no, if you're good to your friends, I think they will respect you more. They will look forward to work with you. They will try to see how best they can, support you in your endeavors. So not only this, I'm trying to relate this to your work environment currently, because most of you are doing articleship training, but being good to others will help you in the long run. Even after qualifying as a chartered accountant, if you're good to others, I think, people will respect you. So whatever qualities I've been talking about is just not restricted to this 3.5 years. It is relevant to you for the rest of your life. Even to me, if I am good to others, people respect me. So what I mean to say is that all these qualities are absolutely essential for you to be successful in life. And when you read the autobiographies of successful people, I'm sure many of you would have picked up some books in the airport to read the successful biographies of some of the people who have been successful. You find they have all these qualities. Uphold your character. Your character is very important. Friends, if you uphold your character, people will respect you. Many a times you realize that people don't uphold their character, especially once you qualify as a chartered accountant. The clients look upon you with a lot of respect. They trust you. They share the confidential information with you. You need to ensure that you have the right character. The moment you don't uphold your character, that is the beginning of the downfall. Yes, respecting elders, absolutely critical. In your articleship training, you might have a senior, you might be reporting to a guy who is not qualified as a chartered accountant, he might be an MCOM assistant, but he's got a lot of experience. You have to respect your elders, because what is important is that when respecting elders, you don't lose anything, you have everything to gain. These are very, very important. These are two gentlemen whom you see in Japan. The moment they meet each one, they just bow before each other, and that's how they try to greet each other. It is absolutely essential that you should respect your elders. You need to thank them. You need to seek their help and see how best you can be successful in your life. Innovation is something very critical for success, and this is where I feel you as students can make a difference. Many a time some tasks are given to you. You tend to look at the easy way out. What has the previous team done? Is there a copy of the report available? Shall we do a cut and paste? Is it possible for me to just revolve my audit report on the basis of what has been done in the past? No. You need to be innovative. You need to be smart. If you're innovative in your outlook, let me tell you, friends, people will look upon you. And today, what is happening is that even in your career, once you get into a job, your boss will look at your innovativeness. How you're able to score over others is because of your innovative ideas. So innovation is something that should be built in with you at this point of time in your life. If you're able to build in innovation, let me tell you, friends, you can be more successful. Innovation is something that doesn't just come like that. You need to put in an effort. You need to let us say, for example, you're given an audit, okay? You find that many a times there's no audit program that is available to you. The first thing you need to do is try to see if you can develop an audit program. Try to see if you can put the whole thing together. Try to ensure that get to know your client, train your staff, train your juniors, and get prepared. So what is very important is that it might be a very small thing, but you need to build an innovation in every aspect of your functioning. And I'm telling you, friends, innovation is something very intelligent, very important, and it will showcase your intelligence. And when you do well, your senior would like to give you more and more assignments, give you more and more exposure, and he will try to see how he can involve you in much better things. Role model to emulate. Yes, it's always good to emulate a role model. You might have someone around you. He might be your uncle, you might be your aunt. He might be someone in your own office whom you feel is smart, who's very capable, who's very talented. The best thing for you to do is just see if you can follow him. Just try to see what are the reasons that make him successful. If you're able to emulate him, that is the best thing that can happen. Emulating someone in the workplace is the right thing for you to do. And many a times, I'm sure in your teams, you'll see some guy working with you who's very smart, who's able to handle the clients very well, who's able to offer services very good, who's good in the knowledge. You just try to study him closely, what makes him successful. And you will realize that, yes, this guy has got all these qualities to make him successful. So you need to emulate him. Nothing wrong in emulating your senior, or it could be someone known to you, someone outside the profession also. If you emulate a role model, that will help you to be successful. Friends, you need to be humble. However, ever you might be successful, whatever you might be in life, if you are humble, people will respect you. That is very, very important. You just don't need to brag your intelligence. Don't need to show off that, yes, I am much smarter than you. People respect you even if you don't do that. So humbleness is something very, very important. And if you're not humble, people will isolate you because, they'll be hurt. So it's absolutely essential that you need to be humble and be committed. Whatever task is given to you, try to see that you do it in a given time frame and try to see that it is delivered properly so that your boss or your senior is very happy. You need to have commitment not only to your work, commitment to your studies also. When you decide that you have to start studying from 6 o'clock, there's a commitment for you to start studying from 6. You have to put an alarm at 5, get ready and start preparing from 6 o'clock in the morning. Until and unless you have a commitment to study, you can't pass the CA examination. Friends, I have been a part of the examination committee. I was the president of the institute. I know how the examination papers are set. I know the instructions, what we give to the paper setters. Let me tell you, friends, it is not easy. It's very, very tough. Even when we are sitting in the examination committee, when we see the papers that is set, some of the paper setters, what we have are excellent. They're very original in their thinking. They spend almost 8 to 10 days setting these question papers. And all these question papers are set in very, very, environment that helps them to be innovative in their thinking. They're able to create new questions. That is the reason, generally, if you ask me, in any group, only one paper will be tough. Generally, by and large. Other 3 papers would be comfortable. And in that paper, you are able to crack and you're able to get some 40 marks. That's the minimum marks you can pass the CA examination. So what is very important is that if you are committed to your study schedule, if you're committed to the entire study program, you can be successful. And friends, finally, you have to chase your dream. Each one of us have a dream. You want to see how best you can bring about a transformation in your family. You would like to explore the world. You would like to take up a job in, let us say, Dubai. You want to go and settle down in Singapore. Each one have his own plan. Someone wants to set up practice, someone wants to get into indirect taxes, someone wants to get into direct taxes, someone wants to get into Infosys. Each one of you have a different desire. You have a different dream. You need to chase your dream. It's very important. Some chartered accountants would like to become successful entrepreneurs. And for that, it is absolutely essential for you to have a dream. It's good that you have a dream and you need to chase your dream. Only when you chase the dream, you can be successful. Having said this, I will just take you through some of the opportunities available for you in the profession. Practice, plenty of opportunities. Today, let me tell you, last 10 years, not many youngsters are getting into practice. Earlier, when we qualified, out of 10, 8 or 9 of us used to get into practice. Today, it's a situation where out of 10, 9 are getting into industry, 1 is getting into practice. And practice, let me tell you friends, you will have a tough time for the first 3 to 4 years. And let me tell you, if you look at the earning curve of a professional in industry, earning curve of a professional in practice, let me tell you very frankly, the earning curve of a professional in practice will be much more than the earning curve of a professional in industry. But nevertheless, today, what is happening is that the young generation wants, to earn from day one. They're not ready to wait. Those days, we were ready to wait for 3 years, 4 years. We were able to buy our first car after 4 years of practice. But today, the moment you get your first salary check, you want to sign up for a car. The moment you finish complete 1 year, you want to sign up for a housing loan. Those days, things were very different. We had to wait. And it's absolutely essential for you to keep in mind is that practice is a good area and a lot of new areas are opening up. Insolvency, fraud detection, forensic audit, international taxation. You can be a specialist in each of these areas. Not only audit and taxation, you can get into any of these new areas. Things like fraud detection, forensic audit is a huge opportunity. I am on the board of a public sector bank, Indian Overseas Bank, We're looking out for chartered accountant firms having the knowledge of forensic audit, but we find that not many firms have the knowledge of forensic audit. So if you have a desire to specialize in forensic audit, yes, you should get into that. So practice have plenty of opportunities. Yes, as I told you, service is excellent. You can become the CFO of a company, you can become a COO or a CEO, then you can begin as a finance manager. Pay packages are very good. We're conducting campus interviews. Many multinational companies are looking at talent. You can travel abroad. So extremely good for you to also to get into industry. Coming to the opportunities abroad, very quickly I'll tell you the Gulf region is where we have the maximum number of chartered accountants working. Kuwait, Qatar, Oman, Saudi Arabia. The packages are 3 to 4 times what an Indian CA can earn. If you're able to earn about 70,000 rupees in India, you can earn 4 to 5 times, about 3.5 lakhs per month in a place like Dubai or Abu Dhabi or Bahrain. And today we have more than 10,000 chartered accountants working in the Gulf region. And we find that our CAs in the Gulf region are highly respected because you have CAs coming from Pakistan, CAs coming from Bangladesh, CAs coming from England working in Dubai. So it's a free market. But our Indian CAs are highly respected and they are looked upon with great respect. So I would suggest that if you are interested to work in the Gulf region, Gulf is not very far, 4 hours from India. So you can just fly there, settle down, make a lot of money and come back if that is your desire. Then again, Australia, excellent place. Opportunities are there in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth, Adelaide, Canberra. I was a member of the International Federation of Accountants. I've seen how the profession is in this part of the country. Let me tell you, friends, Indian CAs are in great demand, especially in the banking, pension and insurance sectors. So one advantage for you to work in Australia is that if you have passed your CA examinations in India, you get an exemption for many subjects in Australia because we have entered into a mutual recognition agreement with the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Australia and the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Australia and New Zealand. As a result of which, you can just pass those 3 papers and get a degree in Australia and get yourself a very good job. And as you know, the life, the quality of life is very good, work atmosphere is good, and working in Australia is great fun. SAARC countries, you can also get to Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. If you have a desire to get into any of these places, we have close working relationship with all these institutes. You could you'll be surprised to know a lot of CAs from the Calcutta region, eastern region, work in a place like Bangladesh. A lot of chartered accountants up Delhi are working in Nepal. So you find that there are plenty of opportunity because they find that opportunities are more there. United States of America, yes, many people want to become a chartered accountant and go to America, but we don't have a reciprocal arrangement. You have to do the AICPA here itself in India. You have to write the exam in Dubai. We are trying to see how we can work out for a mutual recognition agreement. The discussions are on, but yes, plenty of opportunities. The moment you become a CPA in America, there are a lot of opportunities for you. Friends, the way forward for the profession is exciting. Technology is impacting each one of us. How is it impacting each one of us? Today, what is important is that everything is driven by technology. We are all working in the digital era. The kind of the results, examination results available online. You can download your, marks cards. You're able to download your hall tickets. Those days things were different. When we got our results, it used to get printed in Economic Times. We used to go and stand in the Economic Times office to get the results on the telex machines. Such huge telex machines, the results used to come out. Things have changed. Today you're able to buy a tie on the internet. You're able to book a flight ticket on the internet. Your movie tickets, book my show, you're able to do it. So everything happens online. You're able to transact on your bank accounts, make payments through Paytm. So the whole, entire, what you can say, the profession is entering a disruptive era, I can say. Like how telecom has got disrupted with the way the new plans have come, the way the new telecom companies have come, I find that the profession is also getting into a disruptive environment. The entire profession is getting disrupted because of technology, and it is essential for us to understand how technology would impact each one of us sitting in this hall. Madhukar was explaining how technology, how GST compliance has completely changed the extensive use of technology, the way artificial intelligence will be used, the way blockchain will be used. All this is very important. Some of the opportunities for you in the technology space is cloud computing. All the data is stored on remote servers outside of your office. Let us say you're going to a client's place, you don't have a server in the client's office, all the data is stored somewhere else. It could be stored in US, it could be stored in Australia, it could be stored somewhere in India. So when data is stored outside, you as a chartered accountant, you as an auditor, you as a CFO have to ensure that the data is secure. If something goes wrong with the data, the first person to be questioned is you. If you're the CFO of the company, if something goes wrong in the data that is stored in a cloud server, the managing director will ask you, Mr. Raghu, what happened to my data? You are the CFO of the organization, you should have ensured that the data is secure. So you need to understand how cloud computing works. Cloud computing is something where the data, the financial data or every other data of the organization is stored on the cloud in some other country or maybe even in India. Analytics, all of you know, if you're a chartered accountant having specialized knowledge of analytics, double the salary. You just see the job opportunities in the newspaper. Chartered accountants with knowledge of data analytics preferred. So if you are able to take up a course in analytics with your CA, I think that will be the most exciting combination, because CAs are the most ideal professionals to get into data analytics, and data analytics is something very critical, important, and every organization is looking at analytical tools. So you should look at an opportunity in the field of analytics. IFRS, as I told you, if you want to become an IFRS specialist, you can learn this new accounting standards, the Ind AS we call it in India. Every other country is following IFRS, so it's easy for you to get a job. Let us say you want to get a job in Australia, you have the knowledge of IFRS, they'll ask you whether you have the knowledge of IFRS, and you can get yourself a good opportunity with the knowledge of IFRS. Technology consulting is very important, like cyber security. Today, we are in the era of cyber frauds. I'm sure all of you are aware how cyber frauds take place. In the banking industry, we are prone to cyber frauds. In fact, as a member of the board, each one of us as directors should have the knowledge of cyber security. It's now mandatory. The Reserve Bank of India has made it mandatory for each one of us to understand cyber security. Now it has become a boardroom agenda. We discuss the level of cyber security in the organization. So cyber security is something you need to understand. You need to understand how you can offer your services to clients in technology. It could be IT consulting. Plenty of opportunities for you in the field of technology. Artificial business intelligence, which I said, is something gaining importance. All of you have seen, I'm sure you're using Google Home. You just walk into your home, you just say, hello Google, can you play me the song from this movie? You have the song coming. Can you play the song on the TV? You have the song coming on the TV. Business intelligence is playing a very big role today. Rather than going to experts, you have artificial business intelligence tax tools where you can ask the expert, what is the latest decision under Section 43B of the Income Tax Act? Can you tell me the latest decisions of the GST Council? Everything comes out in split seconds. Artificial intelligence tools are built on tax portals. So if you are sitting in your office, you want to know something, rather than going to the Google, you just speak on the tool and say, can you just tell me what are the new accounting standards that has been announced by the institute? Suddenly you get a pop-up message, and suddenly someone starts speaking to you to say this is the standard that has been announced. Blockchain is something that will bring about a big transformation. There will be a huge demand for chartered accountants once blockchain comes. RBI has mandated all the banks to adopt blockchain, because that will be the first sector in India to adopt blockchain. Blockchain technology is something that will transform the way audit is conducted. It will transform the way business is conducted. I will not go into the details of what blockchain is, but you should understand blockchain is something relevant for you. When you come across some articles on blockchain, please try to understand and see how the entire profession would be impacted by blockchain. FinTech. All of us are using mobile phones. We are making payments on our mobile phones. We are using Paytm to even buy a tender coconut. So when this is the kind, when financial services and technology are merging together, a lot of opportunities for you in the financial technology space. E-commerce, already I've told you, like you have all the big players like Flipkart, Amazon, where you're able to buy things online. However, all these transactions that is happening every second, you need to give an assurance to the management that yes, money is coming into the payment gateway. To the money that is coming in, goods are being shipped. You as an auditor, you as a chartered accountant should be able to give an assurance to the management that all the transactions happening place on the internet through e-commerce is safe and secure, because no other person can give an assurance. Because you have transactions happening and the money doesn't get into the payment gateway, your company will suffer. So you need to say that the payment gateway is strong, the right amount, all the payments are getting in and deliveries are happening against that. Plenty of opportunities for all of you in the e-commerce space. Friends, I can only say that the way forward for the profession is exciting. It's got a great future, a lot of challenges and changes that is taking place. And today what is happening is that public at large are looking at the profession with great respect. And of course, we have had a lot of challenging times. We had the Satyam fiasco that shook the profession. I was part of the committee which looked into the entire episode of Satyam. All of you are aware what happened in Satyam, where the entire accounts was falsified. The reports, financial reports were not true. And the entire society started questioning the relevance of the CA profession. They said, what were the auditors doing? Then you have so many other cases where so many accounting scandals have taken place in our country, where every time it happens, when the Nirav Modi case happened recently in respect of the LCs, the question that was in the mind of everyone, what were the auditors doing? What were the concurrent auditors doing? What were the statutory auditors doing? And so what is happening is the public perception of the profession is very important. We have a very important role to play, and the regulators want the profession to do well. All of you heard Mr. Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister, speak on the 1st of July last year. He was quite tough on the profession. Today we have the National Financial Reporting Authority that is working on top of the institute. They look into all the major audit assignments carried out by CA firms who are the auditors of listed companies. Traditionally, as you know, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, in addition to conducting examination, it gives you a license to practice. It also disciplines you. If any user of your financial statement, whether it be a bank or a financial institution, find that you have not done your job well, they can complain to the institute, and the institute takes disciplinary action against the member concerned for doing a job which is not correct because of professional negligence. Now we have what is known as the National Financial Reporting Authority that will look into all the negligences, professional negligence that has been done by a CA firm or a chartered accountant for not doing his job diligently, and that will be restricted to the audit of listed entities. So if you are an auditor of a listed entity, if you have not done a good job, National Financial Reporting Authority would examine you and try to give you a harsh punishment. So regulators feel that we are not doing our job well. So it's absolutely essential for you to keep in mind that there's a lot of responsibility that's been thrusted on you by society, by the regulators, and it is absolutely essential for us to keep up to the reputation, keep up to the expectation of the society at large. Yes, financial information is considered social good. Now we have integrated reporting coming. Not only financial information, lot of additional information is being given in the annual reports of company. And as I said, companies require our profession to increase trust in the financials because a whole lot of trust is placed on the financial that is attested by you. So you need to keep this in mind. And decision-making process is getting complex. It's not very easy. If you're the CFO of a company, if the dollar is sliding, if you find that the goods you're importing is going up, the managing director of the company will ask you, Mr. Raghu, please tell me what do we do. So you will have to take a lot of bold decisions. You need to ensure that the right decisions are taken. And yes, it's absolutely essential for you to keep in mind that it's not going to be easy. It's going to be complex as the business grows because transactions are taking place across multiple geographies. So there's a need for us to be independent and as independent professionals, you need to be independent. Let us say the managing director of a company will ask you to do the wrong things. Is it ethical for you to do it? No, you should not. You should put your foot down and tell him, boss, what you're doing is not correct. It is not within the legal framework. You're not supposed to do this. So it is absolutely essential for you to have ethical qualities. Try to build in good governance practices in the organization. If you find that some abuse is taking place in the organization, it could be a travel abuse, it could be anything, you need to ensure as a CFO of a company, you try to bring about the change. So friends, what is important is that you need to adapt to all these changes that is taking place. And I'm sure as a profession, we are all prepared, geared up for this. And it is essential for us to see how best all the young, talented professionals entering are getting the best out of the profession. Institute is trying to do its best. You need to integrate technology into your day-to-day work, which all of you are doing. We have your ITT training that is happening for you, both at IPCC level and final level. But that is not sufficient. You need to be proactive enough to understand the new emerging technologies. The best way for you is to speak to a friend who is maybe an engineer, software engineer. Try to understand new technologies. Try to understand what are the new things happening so that you are current. And as I told you, already said, innovative and attending to clients' demand. And you try to work, keep an open mind to work with different cultures and professions. Because you might be working with an accountant in Singapore, you might be working with an accountant in Australia. Today, once you become a chartered accountant, you'll be carrying out assignments globally. You'll be offering services to clients sitting in Singapore, sitting in China, sitting in Korea. You need to work with accountants of other cultures and profession. So what I mean to say, friends, is that the way forward for the profession is exciting. I can only assure you, to each one of you sitting in this hall, you have done the right thing to choose this profession. The most important thing in your life is to take the right decisions. You have taken the right decision. Now what, after having taken the right decision, you have to put in a lot of hard work. You need to be committed. You need to be hardworking. You need to take the examination with all seriousness. Do your articleship training properly. And let me tell you, the moment you qualify, 3 years or 3.5 years, no, don't worry, even if it's 4 years, 4.5 years, nothing to bother. One thing all of you will have is peer pressure. What do you mean by peer pressure? 5 of you have joined CA together, you find that 2 of them have qualified, you are still not qualified. Please don't get carried away. Stop comparing yourself with others. What I see is that generally there's a habit for us to compare. See, she joined along with me, but she's already a chartered accountant, she's earning 1 lakh a month. I've still not qualified, I finished my IPCC, my one group is pending. Don't compare yourself with your peers. It is absolutely essential, yes, you need to work hard, but do your best and leave it at that. Once you start comparing with your peers, you'll lead you nowhere, because that continues for the rest of your life. You start comparing yourself even in the other part of your life. So you do your best, give it your best shot and leave it to God. I'm sure you'll be successful. And the moment you qualify as a chartered accountant, as I said, society will respect you, you'll get a good job or you get into practice, life will be exciting, and absolutely there's no need for you to look back. There's no need for you to look back, because life would be exciting for each one of you present here. There'll be a transformation in your life. You'll see a big change. Society would look upon you. Your parents would look upon you. Relatives would look upon you. And everywhere there's what you can say is positive thing that will happen to you. So that's the reason why I say that the profession is exciting. And having seen the profession very closely at the highest level as the president of the institute, I am very confident that this profession will do wonders. And globally also, our profession is highly respected. So friends, with these words, I wish to thank Mr. Srinivas for having given me an opportunity to speak on this happy occasion. So, my job today was to motivate you. That is the job. Srinivas said, sir, I want you to motivate them. They've all joined the course. Please motivate them so that they become successful. I only hope I've been successful enough in motivating you. Wish you good luck and all the best to each one of you sitting here.
I thank CA Raghu sir. I am sure the 10 inspirational points and the motivational words were truly great. And also thank you, sir, for sharing the scope of profession in India and abroad that has motivated us further. I thank sir for sharing the session. I also thank him for his time and effort. On behalf of Bangalore branch of ICAI and SICASA, we thank CA Raghu sir for uplifting our spirits. May I request Mr. Ram Prasad to present CA Raghu sir with a memento as a token of gratitude. This concludes our interactive session on how CA profession helps students to reach self-actualization. Over to Srivatsa and Archana.
Now I request CA K Raghu sir to present a token of gratitude to Mr. Ramlal sir, who consistently motivated and supported our student group. He is one of the Toastmasters, and he is the one who encourages and fills us with energy, and he is a memory technician too. Please put big round of applause for him.